I'm the old guy who has a Tesla. So join me as I show you today. I took a drive. Our town is about 300,000 people. I live in the suburbs of it, and drove into the middle of downtown and then back to a couple of other places. So follow me as I show you my FSD 12.4.3. And the reason I've started the channel is I think it's almost there. I'm so pleased with it. I want to be able to share it with you, and I'm learning new tricks every day. We have FSD 12.4.3, and we're going to leave a residential neighborhood and go downtown in this particular city, and I'm going to see how well it does. I haven't done a video in a long time. FSD has gotten significantly better this year, during this year. So let's see what happens. Here's a speed bump or a hump. It has slowed down to 8 miles an hour. Now, it never used to be able to make this dogleg left, which it is doing with ease. Here's another speed hump. We get to it, and sure enough, it slowed down to between 7 and 8 miles an hour.
500 feet, turn right onto 4.
So we're going to turn right coming up here. Shows a lot of traffic, but I think there's construction in this area. There's some cones right over there, so let's see what happens. I'm going to take my sunglasses off because I don't really need them right now, and see if I get nagged. Here we come. The construction is over, so I'm going to make a left here. They've converted 2 lanes to 3 here. So I'm going to make this left turn, and the speed limit now will be 55 after I make this turn. Then it'll go down to 45, then 35, then 30, then 25. So we're going to go to the heart of downtown. Here we go. We're going to make this left. We're going to speed up. Again, the speed limit right here is 55. There's a traffic light up here where it will slow down to 45. So the 2 lanes on the right are the 2 lanes, one of them that I should be in. The one here on the left I don't want to be in because it'll eventually go away. So far so good. Speed limit now is 45. The light has just turned green, and we're going to go through a thing called the double diamond crossover. And what that means is, I'll show you as we go through it. It's an interesting concept. By the way, I have not gotten a nag. So we got these 3 lanes here. The one on the all the way far right is going to turn right. So we've got these 3 lanes. And again, I want to be in one of this one or the one to the right of me. So here comes the double diamond. This was intended to reduce the amount of accidents and issues here, and I think it's worked really well. So what's going to happen is we're going under an overpass, and as you can see, we're crossing over, and we're going in what appears to be a weird direction, but it works well because it allows cars to enter the highway and exit the highway easily. Now, part 2 of the diamond is right here, and so we're going to go back into the logical flow of traffic. And we just made it through the light. as did several cars behind me, make it easy. So here we go. Now it's a straight shot for a while for 3.1 miles. I like the screen, by the way, and I noticed with this latest update, everything is much easier to read. The visuals are much better, looking larger to me. So it's turning blue, and it's because I was looking at the screen and not the road, I believe. So I'm going to keep looking at the road. I can get in the right lane, but I don't have to. Speed limit's 45, I'm doing 42. I don't have an offset on. Well, that car made that turn and we did not slow down one iota, which is very good, by the way. It was what I would have done. So now, unfortunately, we've caught up to traffic. We're into a more congested area, but the good news, at least for now, is we're just going straight. We'll begin shortly making turns. We'll probably make 3 or 4 turns downtown. It's after lunchtime, which I guess is good, but I did want to test it under some heavier driving conditions. So let's see what happens. So I'm continuing to look straight, and I have not gotten nagged since I looked at the screen. I don't know if you could see ahead. There's a couple of buildings there, so we are now closing in on the downtown area. Normally, I would have gotten into the right lane by now. Not that there's any sense of urgency, other than it's empty. There's nobody there. There's a large university here, and it's summer, so they're out, other than there's a hospital connected to it and a few other things that are not out, of course. So typically, this would be even more congested. Right here, this light that's coming up, but again, it's beyond lunch hour. We're wanting to get into the right lane now. I have 2 cars on my right. This one, I think, is trying to let me in, and I will wave to him. This was an okay place for it to do this. So all those apartments over there would be connected to the university. And actually, if you went right here, which is a one-way, you can't, but it would take you towards it. I have not been nagged since I began making sure I don't stare either way, towards the screen or out the window on the side. And here we are. We're going to make a right, and if for some reason we don't get through, we'll see what happens. There is no turn on red here. We have 1 second left, and we made it. So I won't be able to check that. So there's 2 lanes here. And we're going to go about 3/10 of a mile and then make a left. It's doing a really good job of reading the road because the lines are very faded in this area. So you can see the streets are a lot more narrow here. There's just a little bit more of traffic and pedestrians, but I'm going to have to do this again during the school sessions, which will give you a much better feel. Coming up to a hospital, and we're just 1/10 of a mile from having to make a left. And I don't think it's going to be easy, so I'm leaving it alone. These are generally one-way streets here. There's 1, 2, 3, there's 3 cars to my left.
In 500 feet, turn left onto South Martin Luther King Boulevard.
So we simply cut in front of a car. I mean, really close, but we did it. It didn't put the blinker on or the directional signal until I had frankly gotten to the point where I was already crossing into the lane. But again, it did it safely. I'm in the lane I should be in, and I'm coming to actually the heart of downtown. So I'm going to go through this light and a second light, and I will be in downtown. Again, it turns out there wasn't all that much traffic.
Then turn left.
So here we go. We're going to make a left here.
Now turn left onto East Main Street.
And I don't know why those cars are not moving. I don't have an arrow. Here they come. So when we make this left, it's a pure one way. All the lanes are one way. And we're in the leftmost lane. The place called the library is up here on the left. So it's actually in the wrong spot. I take it back. This is the library. So it parked me right in front of the library. Very good. Let's see where we'll go next. All right, we're going to go to the university. I was going to go directly home, but let's go to the university.
Turn left onto South Upper Street.
So these people have the right of way that are walking. Nice job. Really good. And it's a one-way road. So here we go. Somebody thought they had to make a right on red quickly there. We are getting in the left lane. So we're going to make a left in 2/10 of a mile. So this anticipated it well, because it'll be a little bit difficult, I think. And here we go.
In 500 feet, turn left onto West Maxwell Street.
Car was sticking out a bit. We went around it well.
Now turn left onto West Maxwell Street.
So here we go. Again, no turn on red, but we have a green light. And here we go. We've crossed over. Perfect as far as the lane is concerned. just beyond this light, we're going to make a right turn.
Right onto Lexington Avenue.
You can see that this car next to me on the left is very close to me. Boy, is that car close to me. Actually, the car is riding on the lines that you can't see. And let's see where we're going here. I've never been down this road.
In 500 feet, turn left onto Avenue of Champions.
We are at the university. There you have it. That was my drive. So I sped it up in a lot of cases because it was just driving down the street, but I didn't want to lose the effect of the overall drive, so that's why I did it that way. First of all, the drive was great. I had no interventions. I think I put my foot on the accelerator once, maybe twice. Everything else worked really well. I mean, usually you look for all these bad things that happen, but there weren't any. There were a couple of things, however, that were a little bit of nagging. One was, for some reason, the speed. It seems to, you saw a couple times where it was doing 13 in a 25 mile an hour zone until the car caught up to me, and then it sped up to the speed limit. There was one swerve to the right that happened about midway in the drive. I don't know why that happened. I never was able to put my finger on it, but it's a good reason that you should keep your hands on or by that steering wheel to take over. I do have to tell you that the lack of nagging was really neat. I enjoyed it so much. So there you go with that drive. I hope you enjoyed it. And next up, we'll take a peek at the parking assist.